You know, when you think of rock music, you probably think of love, loss, maybe a little rebellion. But what if I told you that one of the most human stories ever told is actually hidden in a song about aliens with cone-shaped heads? Yeah. Today we're going to dig into We Come From Remulak and unpack its surprisingly deep story about what it's like to be an outsider, to find your identity, and, just find your place in a totally strange new world.
And honestly, this one line from the chorus, it's the whole story right there. I mean, we come from Remulak, we're not like you. It's not just a lyric, it's a declaration. It's here's where we're from, and yeah, we're different. That's the central conflict. So this song isn't just about aliens with funny heads. It's really a story about anybody who's ever felt like an outsider trying to make their way in a world that just wasn't built for them.
All right, so how did this whole thing even start? Well, the song's opening verses get right to the point. It all kicks off with let's call it an unscheduled landing right here on Earth.
So, who are these new arrivals? The lyrics paint a really quick, really vivid picture for us. We've got this family, and their quirks are, well, they're pretty out there. You've got the obvious cone-shaped heads, a thing for heavy metal, they talk super fast, and they have some, let's say, interesting eating habits. Oh, and of course, they're from the planet Remulak.
Now, the key word here is crash landed. Seriously, think about what that means. This wasn't a planned trip. They didn't pack their bags and decide to move to Earth. No, they were stranded. And that one little detail, it flips the whole script. They're not invaders, they're refugees. They're forced to build a new life simply because they have to.
Okay, so being stranded is one problem, but trying to actually build a life, a normal life, in a totally alien culture, that's the real challenge, right? And that's where the song goes next, diving headfirst into their suburban struggle, trying to figure out what they call the crazy ways of us humans.
And you see this culture clash playing out in all these little ways. I mean, maybe on Remulak, eating an entire cake in one go is totally normal. But here on Earth, yeah, that's going to get you a few looks. And that's their daily life, this constant friction. Their natural pointy flair is always bumping up against this huge pressure to just, blend in.
And this line, wow, it goes so much deeper than just table manners. It points to this huge disconnect. It's like they're trying to play a game, but they don't understand one of the basic rules. That humans mess up. We make mistakes. That whole messy, imperfect part of being human is a total mystery to them. And you can imagine how isolating that must feel.
So you're faced with this massive struggle. What do? Well, the next part of the song is all about their game plan. It's about how they actively try to assimilate, to try and close that gap between where they came from and where they are now. And really, their entire problem boils down to this one big question. And it's a question I think pretty much everyone has asked themselves at some point. How do you possibly fit in when the very things that make you you are the exact things that make you stand out?
And bam, the song just hits you with the honest, kind of heartbreaking answer. It's this constant push and pull. They are trying so hard to hide, to just blend into the background. But their very nature, the coneheads, it makes it impossible. They're doing everything they can, but they just can't help but stand out.
But here's the thing, they don't give up. They have a plan, and the lyrics lay it out for us like a little how to survive on Earth guide. Step 1, get financially stable. Beldar gets a job. Step 2, get into the local culture. They start digging the music, the cars. And step 3, and this is a big one, invest in the future. They raise their kid right here, in this new human world. And here's the cool part, the twist in the story. It isn't just about the struggle, because their plan? It's actually working. Slowly but surely, they're going from being the aliens to just being the neighbors. Against all odds, they are absolutely making it work. Which brings us to the song's really powerful ending. Because what they achieve isn't just assimilation. They do something more. They evolve. They figure out how to hold on to their past while living in their present, creating this brand new, kind of dual identity. And this line, it just sums up their new reality perfectly. They've found a balance. They're part of the world now. They've integrated. But, and this is key, they haven't lost themselves in the process. They know they're still kind of strange. And you know what? They're finally okay with that. And this is so, so important. Becoming part of Earth doesn't mean they have to forget Remulak. Their home planet is still part of them, always in the plan. They show us that you can have a mortgage and a car and still be from another planet. You don't have to choose. You can be both. And then we get this final awesome declaration. This is their anthem. Think about the journey, from trying to hide to now being for all to see. They're not hiding the cones anymore. The cones are a badge of honor.
They're cone heads forever, and they're completely, totally proud of it.
So in the end, the song leaves us with this really great thought. The cones, the thing everyone sees first, the obvious difference, that's just the surface level stuff. Behind all that, there's a quirk. That's their unique spirit, the thing that really makes them who they are. Just like our own quirks are what make us who we are.
And that really is the big idea we're left with. The story of the Coneheads, all wrapped up in this one rock song. It basically holds up a mirror and asks us all a really important question. What if all the things that make us feel strange, our quirks, our cones, whatever your version of that is, what if they aren't flaws we're supposed to hide? What if they're actually the most important parts of who we are?